So EVO 2019 update, as well as my predictions of what's going to be announced at EVO. Because this is now a thing, like EVO being the showcase of fighting game information and updates and surprises is now a thing, especially after like Negan was shown last year. Like that was a big, what the hell, like kind of blew up the community kind of deal. So I'm going to break down each thing that I think might get announced at EVO this year. Maybe some that I hope would get announced. The number one thing is that EVO, we're going to be there this year. A lot of people have been asking, are you doing a panel? No, we're not doing a panel directly. Instead, I decided to split it up because people tend to miss the panel, and people that miss the panel are kind of asked out. So I'm going to be splitting up our time into two different areas. On Friday at the 10-0 booth, that's 10-0, it's a big 10-0 in purple font. They're going to be on the EVO show floor, the entire show. And we're going to be there for Friday and Saturday for like a meet and greet slash autograph slash poster giveaway. We will be giving away posters at EVO. So for any of you guys that want to get this poster, it's going to be completely free and we'll be signing the poster. But yeah, so our meet and greet is going to be on Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. And then on Saturday from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. So 2 hours each day. Because after the Friday panel, I'm going to be going to another panel. There's actually a lot of panels at EVO this year. The one that I'm going to be holding, or not holding, but a part of, which is with the XSplit crew, talking about fighting game community content over the past 10 years and how it's changed and where it's going, and I think stuff like that. So that's going to be taking place at 3 p.m., I believe, on Friday. Will I upload it to YouTube? I'm sure the XSplit guys will upload that to YouTube because they will be recording it. So when it is available, I'll let you guys know. But yeah, that's our general plans for EVO. Free posters, signings, giveaways, meet and greets, stuff like that. So of all these games, which ones do we think will actually get announcements? So starting, I think, from the first game that is going to be like on Friday, Soulcalibur VI is on Friday. Will there be a Soulcalibur VI announcement at EVO? The answer is there has to be. Like, there absolutely has to be. If there wasn't a Soulcalibur VI at EVO, I would be extremely concerned for the future of the game. There has already been potential leaks, potential rumors of other characters between, like, Cassandra. Amy already got released. There's already, like, a very, very, very good chance that, yes, there should be Soulcalibur updates somewhere. However, in my personal opinion, if it was just Cassandra and there was just a trailer for Cassandra, or they had some small content trailer, here's some more costumes and stuff, I think that stuff is good for the health of the game. But there's been a big, like, it's been quiet, man. Like, it feels like ever since Amy came out, and Amy was kind of a smaller character release, and 2B kind of lit everyone's ass on fire back in November, which was really cool. December-ish, I think. I think there needs to be a big-ass Soulcalibur sort of thing, and I hope that's what they're doing. I hope that there's something brewing in the background for Soulcalibur to make everyone just flip out and want to go play the game. 2B did that pretty well, but still kind of niche, so I don't know. It's been so muted on Soulcalibur VI's end that they have to be doing something, and I personally hope so, because that's one of those fighting games that tragically came out with a ton of other stuff and is personally my favorite Soulcalibur next to 2. Like, I love Soulcalibur VI. A lot of people have gripes, like we've talked to Simmons about Reversal Edge and stuff like that, but my god, dude. Pulling off some crazy-ass wall bounce combo with Siegfried in that game is just... it feels so good. I love playing Soulcalibur VI, and it actually runs relatively good online, so I very much hope that they have some big-ass announcement. What would I personally want? What would be the dream come true? A Bloodborne character. I would even love to see a Dark Souls character. Why isn't Artorias in Soulcalibur? I think that would do a lot. So, let's hope Soulcalibur gets some kind of update, and even if it is just Cassandra, let's hope there's more alongside it. Next up is Mortal Kombat 11. MK11 is going to be pretty obvious. We already learned that Nightwolf is going to be releasing around the middle of August, I think it is. I think it is maybe August 13th is the early release of Nightwolf. We saw his design, and it looks pretty much as we expected it to look from the small amount of teasers that they had. So Nightwolf looks okay. I don't think he looks amazing, but I think the game is about customization, so we can make him look better. But I hope it's just a lot of fun. At this point, was I ever a Batgirl fan before Batgirl came out in Injustice? Hell no! But Batgirl's gameplay in Injustice made me love Batgirl in that game. Where if you could be like, yo Max, let's play Injustice, which almost happened last night with Yo Video Games, I was almost like, We want to play Batgirl? Hell yeah, we're gonna play Batgirl. I was like jazzed, dude. Like I got excited because she is genuinely a super fun character in that game. And if Nightwolf could be that character, man, I'd be down. It's his gameplay that matters. And we're gonna see most likely a gameplay trailer at EVO, and most likely a hint towards the next character, and I don't think that's going to be Spawn. It should be Spawn. Spawn would be the best place to show Spawn would be EVO, because that's where the audience would flip the hell out for Spawn. And I have some pretty big hopes for Spawn because Todd McFarlane recently in an interview is like, hey, the only way you're gonna put Spawn into your game is if you make Mortal Kombat fans also love Spawn, and Spawn fans just flip out. So like, he even specifically said gameplay-wise, Spawn's gotta be awesome. So I'm cool with that, because they did a good job with Predator, and they did a good job with Jason in the previous games, and if Spawn comes out gameplay-wise awesome, I wish it was at EVO, but it's most likely gonna be Sindel. I think Sindel looks cool, but there's a lot to still be said, whether or not she is going to be cool. And right now, Mortal Kombat 11's updates are very haphazard. It's taking a long time for stuff to come out, most likely because a lot of their work ethic stuff has changed in Office, which is actually a good thing. I am okay with waiting for things. It's just that it's taking a long time. Just much different than previous games. So please, please, Nightwolf, the trailer, Sindel, a teaser. I would love it to be Spawn, but I'm not thinking that's gonna happen. Sam Show. Yeah, good call. I think Samurai Shodown, which is going to be another game that I'm very excited about for the event, I think that will have an announcement. We already know the DLC characters that are going to be in it. We've already seen the 3, I think it is. But I think they're actually going to have a trailer. SNK usually does show up to these events with stuff. But it's not really that trailer that I'd be super excited for. Those 3 characters don't get me incredibly jazzed, but my god, SNK, if you could find it in your heart to give us a small sneak peek at a graphically, at least comparable to Samurai Shodown, impressive King of Fighters 2020. I mean, it's not going to be called KOF 2020, it's going to be called KOF 15, but it's releasing in 2020. We already know about that. If we could get a trailer for King of Fighters at EVO, I would be very happy. That would make me extremely happy, because I don't think they're going to make the same mistake twice. KOF 14 was their first foray into 3D characters in a very long time for that company. And I love the way KOF 14 plays. To be just straight up, if a new KOF is announced and Rock Howard is in it and the game looks good, that's going to become a huge priority on my end. Like a huge priority, because I still love KOF 14. I think KOF 14 is an incredibly fun game. So I would love KOF to get a trailer. That would be badass. Do I think that's going to happen? Most likely not. They might be saving that for Tokyo Game Show if it does happen, if not later in the year. And they might just be having their 3 Samurai Shodown characters, which would make a lot of sense. So either way, SNK's got a lot going on in the background right now. And I think a lot of us just want to see more because Sam Show came out pretty damn good. Most things aside with net play and stuff like that. But even though they're working on it. Oh, Dragon Ball. Oh my god, Dragon Ball. So, just a day or so ago, some Nintendo site leaked that Janemba was the final character for Dragon Ball, which already leaked in other places, and we've kind of had a good idea that that's what it was going to be. So, Janemba, I know a lot of people are going to be jazzed about. I might check out when it comes out, but the thing that has me more excited for Dragon Ball than anything would be actual gameplay changes. So the other interesting thing about Janemba, and I read it in a few places and I don't know if it's confirmed or not, this is just sort of hearsay, this is not confirmed, is that Janemba might be the final character to that DLC season, which seems very weird because there was supposed to be like Movie Brawly and Gogeta, I believe, but we haven't heard anything about them. I don't know if that's confirmed or not, but that wouldn't make any sense because this season was supposed to have more characters. I really hope that's not true. I hope the game does get development beyond. Yeah, Broly was supposed to be included in Season 2. I don't know what's going on. Like, I just heard people talking about this on Twitter, and I'm like, where did they get this information? I personally just want Dragon Ball to get some attention. Like, the characters are nice, right? Getting characters every once in a while is cool. They certainly are spreading these characters out pretty thin right now between time. Right, I just want to see something change to the game, between the online, between the matchmaking, between Super Dash, some core mechanics. Like, I really want to love Dragon Ball FighterZ as much as I loved it the first 3 months it was out. I was genuinely like, yeah, this game's way better than Marvel ever was. Like, this game is just so badass. It's so over the top. It does everything about fighting games that I love. It's amazing. And then over time, the gameplay just sort of grinded on my gears a little bit too much and became more frustrating than I was having fun. If the game could do something about that, that'd be great. It doesn't need to do anything about that. Dragon Ball FighterZ is doing absolutely fine. It got over 1,000 entrants at EVO. It's doing just fine. But my interest in the game overall has been very much diminished. Even with new characters, like, characters are neat, but it's like the core stuff that always still gripes me about the game whenever I even watch it, whenever I even watch other players playing it. So I presume it's going to be Janemba, because that's already kind of been leaked. And I wish my dream would be that they do like an overhaul in the game. My dream would be like a Dragon Ball FighterZ Z, you know, Dragon Ball FighterZ 2, somewhere in the future where they sort of iron out some of that goofy stuff. So I'm not hating on the game. I think Dragon Ball FighterZ is one of the most impressive fighting games visually I have ever seen, and extremely responsive. It's just some stuff in its core mechanics just isn't for me. But damn, did I love the pre-release of that game, playing the early builds, playing the game in the first 3 months. It was so damn exciting. It was so hype. Like, it encompassed so much of, yeah, Dragon Ball FighterZ Rev 2. That game encompassed so much of what I love about fighting games. It took everything and dialed it up to 11. It went like, yo, you're not allowed to do big hit sparks, or have giant supers that cover the screen, or have characters do flippy dippies. We're gonna do all that shit. They almost went a little too far on the flippy dippies between, you know, instant transmission and shit behind characters and full screen super dash and all that stuff. But in terms of the presentation, I think Dragon Ball FighterZ is bar none, perhaps the best presentation in a fighting game to date. And if that game can set a precedent for future fighting games, that, yeah, it's okay. You can go nuts. You can actually go crazy. It pulls people in. This sort of chaos that Dragon Ball FighterZ encapsulates with its gameplay, much less its visuals. Some people are like, oh, we can't make our games too crazy. No, fuck it. Like, boom, 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 shit that's exploding everywhere, and it's the size of the screen. You're allowed to go crazy, and guess what? People like it. So that's an important thing that they did, and I'm glad they did it. And I think it's a good thing for the future of fighting games, much less the future of Arc System Works games. Oh, BlazBlue Cross Tag. I don't know if there's much as I can say about it. I assume they're gonna have something for BlazBlue Cross Tag, because they always just seem to have characters in the background. But do I think it's going to be anything crazy? Tell me, wait a minute. I believe that there was a teaser for crazy boob anime characters, which actually does describe most of the game, but more crazy boob anime characters that were supposed to be in the game, but didn't? Well, I don't even know what they're called. It's the girls that squirt each other with, like, super soakers. That was, like, teased to be... Senran Kagura, thank you! Yes, Senran Kagura, I heard was supposed to be in the game, and I don't even know if that was announced yet. Maybe it was? Maybe Senran Kagura was a thing? Anyway, even if it wasn't, I'm pretty sure there might be a trailer for that at some point. I think that will be it. I think Senran Kagura is the final fate, because somehow the BlazBlue team finds ways, regardless of the success of a game or not, to always update their games and always get new versions and new versions, because those guys know that they have their tiny audience, or their niche audience specifically, and those people buy the shit out of it. And if they keep buying it, then they're able to keep making games, and that's a healthy relationship. So between BlazBlue Cross Tag, I think that you're gonna see a lot more of that game even in the future, because people eat that shit up. I guess I'll talk Tekken 7 right now. Here's a big one. Tekken 7 had the biggest announcement of the past 2 EVOs, in my opinion. Tekken 7 took over 2017's EVO with the announcement of Geese. Geese blew people's minds. People were blown away. I'll describe some other way of blowing things. And I loved it. And it was a great rendition of the character, an amazing trailer. And I had no idea who the hell Negan was from Walking Dead. I did not even know. My friends knew, and they were flipping out. But that announcement was the exact opposite of what Geese was, but managed to create just as much of an impact. And regardless of what you feel about his weird face in the game and everything, that was a genuinely good call because it put Tekken in the spotlight once again. So even to predate that, when Noctis was announced, that was a character that had a lot of popularity, and that was a character that definitely brought a lot of the audience in and was handled really well. He should have been in Soulcalibur, but he fits just good enough in Tekken. And the fact that he was executed so well in Tekken, the fact that all these guest characters are executed so damn well into Tekken is incredible. So what I'm saying is, why would they stop there? Why would they stop at the 4th guest character and not have a 5th? Tekken 7 is still doing better than it ever has. It still has a ridiculous amount of support. The game passed 4 million units sold, which is an incredible feat for a fighting game, much less a very hardcore fighting game that Tekken absolutely is. And it's probably more popular now than it's been since Tekken 3. Like, Tekken 3 was a huge-ass game. Just because it was like a graphics pinnacle on the PlayStation, it was a month-stone game. And Tekken 7 has literally built it based on good gameplay, good design choices, interesting characters, and they've been doing that shit consistently. Did it come out with those things? Hell no! Tekken 7 Vanilla was a broken mess! But they waited 2 years to fix it up and have multiple versions. By the time it actually came out on console, Tekken 7 was a pretty damn good game. So, all I'm saying is, why stop there? Why wouldn't you have another guest character of some kind show up in Tekken? Do I know who it's gonna be? I don't. Everyone's been saying, like, Kiryu from Yakuza, or Majima, or Saul Bad Guy from Arc System Works, potentially another SNK character, like Haomaru could make it into Tekken. That relationship is there, but that isn't what I want. That's not what I want. Tom Hanks? What I want to be in Tekken is related to the music that's actually playing in the background right now. What better time to follow up the E3 Game of the Show, one of the most anticipated video games of all time, releasing in early 2020. Actually releasing, it's not a joke. How much does it make sense that Harada could get Tifa into Tekken? That's still a dream. That's dream come true levels of material, right? That's like diamond in the rough type shit. If Tifa is announced for Tekken, that arena is going to explode into a giant crater eruption of grasshoppers and hype. Like, it would be insane. Grasshoppers would be fucking everywhere. Like, people would be flipping their shit so much they could open the vents, let all the bugs in, let's fucking go. Like, that would be insanity. And that's the audience to do it, because, like, I can't think of a game that Tifa would be better for than Tekken 7. I literally can't. People would say Smash, people would say Air Guys 2, bless God the ringeth. Nah, dude, Tekken 7 is exactly Punch Woman. She should be in that game. I want to see her body slamming people. I want to see her dolphin punching motherfuckers. I want to see her spinning people on her feet. My God, dude, I can't think of a character that fits Tekken better than Tifa, personally. And I could be a little biased. Damn, that would be an amazing dream come true. I'd be very happy. You know, let's keep it on the base games. Smash Brothers! No, nothing will be at EVO. If something's at EVO, I'll be glad to be wrong. I know the hero is being shown off very soon from Sakurai. I'm not super interested in the hero, but I'm curious about Banjo. But do I think EVO, they'll take advantage of that? Unless their new, like, Nintendo of America director, like Bowser guy, is going to completely change the way he does things, no. I don't think there's going to be announcements of anything at Smash at EVO. But I would love to be wrong. I would love for that relationship to sort of change, because Smash and EVO is sort of just a thing that happens and isn't really officially supported from Nintendo, like, in any way at all. At least it seems that way. And I would love for that to change, but do I think that's going to change? I don't. I hate to be like the bearer of bad news. I love Smash Brothers Ultimate. I think the game is ridiculously fun. Do I want to play it online? Hell no! But my god, man, I am still anxious to play it with Kenny, with Steve, with Simmons, with Jessica, and just go at it. Like, that is the easiest game to grind in the world, and just keep playing. So, I want to see more stuff for Smash. I want to be excited about stuff. It's just I don't think it's going to be at EVO 2019. So here we go, the big one. And I think this potentially could be one of the most important EVOs for Capcom. And it feels weird to talk about this because Capcom is in such a sticky situation right now. Everything is doing, well, they're not. Like, Capcom's doing better than they ever have. Like, Capcom is literally killing it right now. Like, Monster Hunter is their biggest game ever. Resident Evil 2 and Devil May Cry 5 sold incredibly well, like ridiculously well. They have an expansion for their biggest game ever about to come up. Why am I nervous that why am I still nervous that whatever they might show for Street Fighter V or even otherwise is just gonna piss people off? Why am I so nervous that it's just gonna be E Honda and he's gonna be like, Dosuke, I'm back! And it's gonna be C Viper and she's like, I have children. Zap! And everyone's gonna be like, cool, I guess. Neat. 8 more Chun-Li costumes, 5 more costumes of Ryu. Sick! So if Street Fighter comes out and has a couple of characters and like a couple balance changes, in my personal opinion, the thing that's always been very rough with Street Fighter 4 and Street Fighter 5 is that the games are kind of afraid to change or adjust things. And that is a big difference from Street Fighter games of old. From Street Fighter 2 to Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, those games went through some crazy variations. Street Fighter 2 World Warrior to Hyper Fighting are dramatically different games. Hyper Fighting to Super Turbo is a dramatically different game. And I would love it if these games, Street Fighter 4 and Street Fighter 5 especially, would take just a little bit of a risk. At least at the end of Street Fighter 4's life cycle, Ultra Street Fighter 4 did take some risks. Here's this red focus cancel thing. We're gonna make it so that there's delay wake up, so the Vortex game isn't there as much. I actually thought that was really cool. USF4 ended up being my favorite version of Street Fighter 4 because of the new mechanics. They added the goofball mode, you know, the Omega mode to sort of mess with things. I think they need to take some risks with Street Fighter 5 to get people back. They need to take some risks to sort of make people on their side again. Because right now they've been playing it extremely safe, and the best thing that's happened to Street Fighter 4, the best thing that's happened to Street Fighter 5 has been G. And everyone still loves G. It's gonna be hard to find someone out there that's like, oh, G is stupid, and he's dumb, and he's not fun to watch. No, dude, everyone that sees G play and watch G's trailer is like, it was genuinely a weird ass moment when the Sagat trailer came out, a legacy character that we had been waiting for years in that game, was like, oh, that was neat. And this crazy dickhead asshole 8-foot-tall president that thinks he owns the earth starts pointing at people and lighting shit on fire is immediately way cooler looking. It's like, whoa. I mean, Sagat's neat, but who the hell's that guy? Like, wow, the power of the earth? My ass? G is something special. Like, he's one of those unique characters in Street Fighter V that I think everyone kind of falling in love with. Similar to Rashid. Like, Rashid's a really good brand new character. I don't even know where I'm going with this, man. Like, unless they could try to captivate that spirit again, but I know they can't. Like, should Street Fighter 6 get announced? Oh no, just said it's not. Like, I feel like everyone wants Street Fighter 6. I feel like everyone is done with Street Fighter 5. Like, a lot of people feel sort of apathetic towards it and just want things to either change drastically or just give us the brand new game. And I'm not talking about myself because I don't really like I've personally lost interest in Street Fighter 5 when I hit platinum with Ken in the summer of 2016. Like, it's been that long, and as characters came out, yeah, I'll try it, I'll give it a shot. Let's see if this game this character rekindles my interest in any way. And they don't. Blanca was an interesting addition that I wasn't surprised that I was going to like. And G ended up making me actually love the game. I'm like, yo, G is badass, and if I need a reason to go back to play SF5, I am playing this character because he is the best, most fun character in the game. Here's what I would do. Street Fighter V needs to change some shit. We need to make this not look like the exact same goddamn game we've been watching for 3 years straight. It needs to look different. There needs to be new supers. There needs to be new I think, well, they added new V-triggers. Like, there needs to be things that change the gameplay. Like, we need to make the player base not be able to lie on the residuals of the previous seasons of Street Fighter V and have to learn some new shit, learn some new setups, learn some new combos, flip that shit around. Is it gonna be broken and busted? Probably, but that's your job as a company to fix that shit if it is broken quickly. So, just change some shit in Street Fighter V. Just make it a little bit different. Just give people something new and interesting to watch, because that is captivating. It's fun to go back and see a new patch come out and some people find some crazy shit and eventually find Street Fighter V and like, whoa, this looks different than what I've seen before. I mean, of course I want Street Fighter VI. Of course I want Street Fighter VI to come out and not look like Street Fighter IV, which is what Street Fighter V does. Like, of course I want that. It's just that I know that's not happening anytime soon. Like, that's not... Ono said that specifically, that that's not happening anytime soon. I just want to see Capcom fighting games do good. Like, man, it hurts. As someone who grew up with these characters and these franchises, to see them look butt ugly in like the past couple of games they've been in, and they don't... The gameplay of them is not as interesting. It shit hurts. And I don't want to be a hater. I want to be constructive about this, because I think that they are on the cusp of doing something really damn cool, because the rest of the company is doing so well. So please, Capcom, just release something that's impressive. That's my biggest concern. Just give us something that we can get excited about, because Street Fighter V visually, as well as Marvel Infinite visually, haven't been impressive. And even gameplay-wise, Marvel Infinite was a big question mark until it eventually came out, and then you play more of it, and then you realize how good it is. And for me, it was the opposite with Street Fighter. Like, Street Fighter V beta was amazing, and I actually ended up loving the shit out of the game. Over time, they just took everything away from those betas that made it fun, and then it came out to be the way it is, so... I think Capcom has a big chance here of making people happy, but the question is, do they want to? Yet. Do they want to take advantage of this situation? Do they want to act this early? And the thing you gotta remember, next generation is on the horizon. Will they be taking advantage of that instead and just waiting? They're just like, you know what? Just give us a few years, guys. And I you know what? I appreciate that. Even if they came out and said it, I don't think that would piss people off. Even if they came out and said, like, we're working on something special for you all. We're gonna need some time. And I think that's okay. And Street Fighter is gonna get a new big-ass title like Super, Ultra, Ultimate Street Fighter V. Cool, dude. It's just that that game needs to impress people in some way. Right now, the most impressive shit in Street Fighter V is seeing Ryu in a Jin costume. Like, that stuff gets me probably the most excited. I mean, obviously, outside of G. Like, at least tease it. Like, something. Like, I think if dream come true material for Street Fighter, dream come true material, Super Street Fighter V gets announced. New supers. Big adjustments to the game, like a new gameplay mechanic of some kind gets added, similar to the scope of Red Focus in Street Fighter IV. And it genuinely makes Street Fighter V look different, that you want to try it and go back in and give it a shot. I'm down with that. And new characters, of course. Like, some cool legacy characters that would make people happy, and maybe give us some neat, interesting characters. That's all I'm asking for. And that's a good way to finish off Street Fighter V. Very similar to Ultra Street Fighter IV, right? However, there's a teaser. They show that first, and then after Grand Finals is over, they're like, we want to thank you all so much. Super Street Fighter V is coming out whenever, the end of the year, something like that. But we're working hard for the future of Street Fighter. And they just show like a dimly, very dark room where you see two characters, and obviously it'd be Ken and Ryu lit by the lightning that is striking in the background, and they would be in-game models. And that'd be all you see. That'd be it. And then you probably don't get something until maybe Capcom Cup. That would be badass. My god, dude. That would be... in my heart's heart. Please, dude, just make it look badass, man. If it's just the characters bouncing around in a dimly lit field by lightning and shit, and the characters look like realistic but not realistic but cool, and they look different, please, dude. Like, give us something to flip the fuck out over and have it look awesome.